Shrinky dink. Look at this guy. Copy. Warrant. I'm just going to go through everything. The good stuff's at the end, though. So if you can't wait, come back in like an hour or two. I don't know. I got nothing to do tonight, though. To my sheriff, constable, or peace officer of the state of Texas, greetings! You're hereby commanded that you take the body of Riley Dalton Mix. 98 he was born? Oh, man, he's a little baby. And him safely keep so that you have him personally present before the Honorable District of Court in Collin County and bitch-ass Collin County, Texas. Well, we don't take kindly to cyberbullying of a young black Avon award-winning gentleman. Look at his suit. We don't take too kindly to cyberbullying in Collin County, Texas. To be held in Collin County, Texas, there and to blah, 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 blah. There it is. When did this happen? September? Oh, this was in April? The date of the... Oh, my God. The date of the offense was over a year ago. Wow. So over a year ago, Riley showed up at Eric's warehouse, his public business warehouse parking lot, with a pair of novelty scissors and not unlike a mailman, taped $40 to Eric July's warehouse door. So less intrusive than the mailman, who will actually stick letters into the slot. This dangerous man took a cross-country journey to film what should have been the dumbest and cringiest sketch ever by filming himself taping some money to an illiterate moron's place of business where he sells comic books to the biggest losers in the world. And this is marked forever with a stamp of Texas. There's Riley with his pink eye, or whatever that is. Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to have to correct me. It took them 7 months to get this warrant. Oh, my God. Correct me if I'm doing anything on the Discord. I'll check in there from time to time. I trust you guys. Don't break my trust, please. Do we have a picture of... Oh, yeah. Okay, here it is. Here is the actual arrest. Probable cause. The undersigned affiant, being a peace officer under the laws of Texas and being duly sworn on oath, makes the following statements. My name is Detective Jimmy Farias. I'm a certified peace officer for the Plano Police Department assigned to criminal investigations. I'm over the age of 18 years. I'm competent, and I've never before been convicted of a felony. And they're all just like serious and like seriously taking notes on this shit. And at no point did any of them go like, hey guys, this is retarded. Let's go do emails or like, you know, just poke around on the internet or something. At no point. Like, that's cops. Like, that's the whole system. What'd you do today? Oh, I filled out a report about a retard with novelty scissors bothering an illiterate, fatherless millionaire. Affiant Detective Jimmy Farias is a certified master peace officer employed by the City of Plano Police Department for over 5 years. Affiant is currently assigned as a detective with the Crimes Against Persons Unit and has had the opportunity to work with and assist in investigating multiple types of offenses, to include stalking, harassment, and assault types of offensive. In addition, Affiant has attended many training courses related to the investigation of these offenses, to include training related to DNA. Oh my God. There's a fucking Twitter subpoena in these documents. Or X, whatever. So Elon could be brought into Riley's trial. Should the prosecutors want to fuck around and find out, Elon could easily be brought in with his Doge committee, and we'll end that. We'll go ahead and shore up the dead weight of that prosecution department lickety split. Yeah. In addition, Affiant has attended many training courses related to the investigation of these offenses, to include DNA. Yeah. Forensic evidence and other types of evidence related to violent crimes. It doesn't say retarded crimes. It doesn't say It doesn't say goofy crimes. They needed a guy from the silly crimes division. Oh, yeah, okay. Part of why the warrant's existence is so shocking. Heebie-Tood is fucking amazing, man. Heebie-Tood, dude, you're the fucking king. I don't know. Whatever I can ever do for you. You're like fucking Sherlock Holmes' brother, man. I don't know how you pulled this stuff out, but you are the fucking king of the top autists or the top guys. You would have known about that a warrant existed when Vicky got the police report. Oh, yeah, because they waited so long to get the warrant. Yeah, we'll get to that. The bottom line is Eric July cost Riley $8,000 and you guys $8,000 for helping him pay for it. Because he got made fun of too hard and he's a fucking bitch. That's the bottom line. The facts contained in this affidavit were obtained through Affiant's personal investigation. So this is from April of last year. Yeah, this would have been ongoing. Probable cause affidavit. September 26, 2023. God, what a fucking waste of everyone's time. The facts contained in this affidavit were obtained through Affiant's personal investigation, review of related police reports, speaking with police officers, speaking with witnesses of the giant scissors, and from reviewing related internet-based content. Bro, just review internet content and don't do this shit. On Friday, September 29th, 2023, Affiant was assigned investigative responsibility of a stalking offense. Plano Police Department file number 23. Affiant read the offense report completed by Officer Sacco. The report documented that on Wednesday, September 27th, at approximately 0051 hours, Sacco and other officers responded to meet the victim, Eric July, who reported that his business, Ripaverse Publishing, had been vandalized by an individual named Riley. According to Officer Sacco's report, July informed him that on Tuesday, September 26, 2023, at approximately 1700 hours, Riley showed up. I bet Eric said it like that, too. Riley showed up to the Ripaverse Publishing and took photos and videos of him with a large pair of scissors. Why would he put that in here? Why would he say that? Before he returned after the sun went down on the same day and recorded a video of himself putting two $20 bills and one $1 bill on the windows of the business. July reported to Officer Sacco that Riley later posted those videos and photos to his own Twitter account using the Twitter handle, "See you next time." Affiant spoke to July, and he informed Affiant that Riley initially posted a video of himself on Twitter, stating that he was going to come to Texas and hold July down while he shaved him, which July disregarded, especially since he claimed Riley's Twitter account got temporarily suspended after July reported him to the platform. What an odd thing to tell the police. Extra information. As a former gangbanger, you'd think you would know not to do that. However, once Riley actually, as a former gang member, probable criminal informant, which is why Eric would have a relationship with a cop to push this through, it's an odd thing to do. It's an odd thing to overshare with the cops, unless you have a history of being a fucking snitch on your criminal conspirators. However, once Riley actually showed up to July's place of employment with large novelty scissors and later placed the provocative defaced dollar bills on his windows, July felt physically threatened and feared for the safety of his employee. Well, he's Ripaverse is an LLC, so Eric July technically has to be an employee. And he's an owner, but he gets a salary. I mean, tax-wise, you have to, or else the IRS would like to have a word with you. So when Eric says he feared for the safety of his employees, he is, in fact, an employee of the Ripaverse. So he's saying that he feared for his safety here. Affiant browsed the open source internet. What the hell is that? He got on GitHub. He searched for the MIT license. Affiant browsed the open source internet and located the Twitter handle "See You Next Time," which had published a picture of Riley holding out the large novelty scissors on September 26, 2023. These fuckers are going in front of a judge and reading this shit about novelty scissors. Dude, these laws are to protect, like, women from getting raped, guys from getting killed, getting their horses raped, and their wives stolen, you know? They're not for this shit. I'm in Plano, pussy, and he had tagged July's Twitter account, @EricDJuly. Screenshots are included below for reference, which also include another post from Riley's account, published on September 26th, physically showing Riley at Ripaverse Publishing with the aforementioned dollar bills taped behind him to the business window. There they are. Look at that. Stupid bit that became so funny because Eric July is a fucking giant bitch. Is everything working? Oh, I have 2,000 people? Oh, shit. Affiant also screen captured the below post, published on October 8th. Oh, man, separate offense. Bro, cops are in separate offense. This dumb motherfucker had to put this in a fucking report. This guy had to make a book report about Riley and his dumb antics. October 8th, 2023, from Riley that acknowledged he was aware July had taken precautions and reported the incidents to the police, and highlighted the evidence portion, which listed the dollar bills he left on the Ripaverse Publishing windows. Affiant later received correspondence from Ripaverse Publishing personnel that included the following screenshot of Riley's publishing a picture of July's home. Now, I don't know if that's his home. Hold on, let me shut off the heat. Man, the Nest is great. I thought it would be I hate internet connected stuff, but I installed the Nest and I'm refusing to add my girlfriend to the account, so she literally can't control the thermostat. That's a life hack. That's a dick tip for you. When he tagged July's Twitter account, published on November 16th. Wow, what a timeline of crime. Publishing a picture of July's home on a post in which he tagged July's Twitter account, while indicating that he might escalate things way too far very soon. And then it says Eric's. I don't know if Riley posted a thing that said Eric's house. I'm not going to be one of those guys that's like crying about this shit. I don't really fucking care about pictures of things. Like, pictures of things aren't stealing your soul or whatever these fucking stupid YouTubers are pretending. They're all so fucking precious about their privacy. It's such a fucking lie. Every YouTuber is the most shameless, filthy attention whore on the fucking planet. They would make themselves throw up and then chug it for an audience of one. They love pretending that they need privacy because it makes them seem famous. They love doing that. You will never hear a real celebrity crying about their house being on a star map. It's just people who aren't famous and who no one cares about crying about it. Affiant obtained a search warrant and submitted it to X Corp. Ooh, search warrant to Twitter for the electronic customer data for Twitter handle. See you next time. And I have the search warrant in these documents, which is just so fucking stupid. You got I Fight Kids, that Alex guy who's like catching real life pedophiles, and then you've got Eric July and his team of like cross-eyed ginger fucking slurs obsessively filing police reports with their time. The stark contrast. There's many different types on the internet whose identity was verified through Accurant Records and the Regional Organized Crime Information Center's Criminal Intelligence Unit. Oh, wow. The ROCICCIU. Wow. The ROCICCIU got involved? Shit. Why don't you say so? Shit. I can't say the line because a version of the N-word is in it. Based on the aforementioned facts and information, Affiant has probable cause to believe and does believe that on or about September 26th, Riley Dalton Mix committed the offense of harassment, PC 42, A7, a misdemeanor B, with the intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass the victim, July, sent repeated electronic communications in a manner reasonably likely to harm, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend July. So obviously when they wrote this statute, embarrass was like revenge porn and shit like that, like showing. I mean, all this is supposed to be to protect women. That's who laws like this are for. But they can't say women because of the Civil Rights Act. So they got to say stupid shit like embarrass or offend when they're talking about like gross, like grievous acts of humiliation and boundary violations and shit like that. They're not talking about some They're not talking about some retard YouTuber who used to have a monetize your haters segment where he calls people the N-word and crack smokers and all sorts of abusive and embarrassing language, highlighting people with absolutely no followers compared to him for the explicit purpose of humiliating them. None of these laws, and no law ever, is set up to prevent that because it's fun and it's funny and it's what America is all about: abusing, humiliating, and harassing people in public. This retard, I don't know who this cop is, but Detective Jimmy Farias. We gotta look into him. He's probably one of those cops that joins like the straightening out teen programs where they get young women with no dads in and then statutory rape them. There's the cops, detectives too, are famous for that. They love it. Okay, here's this jackass. This idiot wrote all this shit down with a big picture of a fat guy with scissors and Chicago Bulls themed athletic shorts and said, "Yeah, nailed it. That's why I wear the badge. Babe, what'd you do today? Protected and fucking served, honey." That's what I did today. Now, here's 5 across the eyes. Okay. Brandon sent 5. Oh, yeah, we got all of Brandon's emails, too. Let's see. I see the N-word a lot. Eric is the only person who said that is his house. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing here that says that's even a picture of Eric's house. Like, I hate defending that it like that Riley didn't say it was his house because I just don't care about pictures. Like Kiwi Farms has like inside pictures of my house because every house has been on the MLS. I don't see how it matters that there exists pictures of the box where you live. Like it's not a real thing. It's just something that, again, it's just something that people who aren't famous pretend to be offended by because they want to seem famous, even though they're fucking not. All right, let's get into the search warrant. Bada bing. How you guys doing so far? Are we enjoying it? Check out my show tomorrow, patreon.com/The Dick Show. And check out The Biggest Problem, youtube.com/Biggest Problem, I think. It's a great show. A little idea that me and Vito had a couple years ago, 3 years ago. What if we got together and found the biggest problem in the universe? That'd be fun, you know. We bring in big problems, small problems. We joke around about it, and then we rank them with the goal of finding the biggest problem in the universe. I said, hey, that's a great idea. Let's do a podcast about it. No one's ever done that before. Okay. This is the search warrant. I don't think I've seen this. Okay. So this was from... Oh, this is the... Okay, this is the search warrant that the cops sent to Twitter to get... to get information about this rascal account, this devious account, see you next time, who's been terrorizing the Avon Award-winning Eric July. And Sturgis is on a little chain like a pit bull. At Twitter, at XHQ. We need the logs. Tickling his nipples and shit. Okay. To the state of Texas, the sheriff or any peace officer, and the officer of Collin, Cocksucking County, Texas, or any peace officer of the state of Texas, who none of them have horns. Whereas the affiant whose name appears on the affidavit attached hereto and incorporated herein for all purposes is a peace officer under the laws of Texas. Sorry if I can't read it. It's quite far away. And did herefore this day subscribe and swear to said affidavit before me. And whereas why is this shit necessary? Whereas I find that the verified facts stated by the affiant and said affidavit show that the affiant is probable cause for the belief that she expresses herein and establishes existence of proper grounds for issuance of this warrant for stored customer data or communications under Article Big Number of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. So they sent a legit subpoena to Twitter to get Riley's info. Wow, Eric, you are fucking gay. Bro, it's obviously him. It's a big picture. It's a picture of his fucking face. He took like 100 videos of him walking up a hill to lose weight because you called him fat. Like, really funny response. Okay, let's pretend this is totally real. X Corp, care of trust and safety, legal policy, whatever, law enforcement at twitter.com. Jesus fucking Christ. The employers or agents of the above listed provider are hereby ordered to furnish the affiant hereof with the following electronic customer data. Wow. From the provider's electronic storage within 15 business days after the date the warrant is served, as required by the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, to wit, records pertaining to Twitter user. Dude, Eric July must have really snitched hard as a gangbanger. Like, he must have turned in some real crime to have this kind of loyalty from this detective Pencil Dick or whatever his name is. He's like the guy on Deuce Bigelow. You see my dick? Show me that my dick. You think this looks weird? It's like a kickstand. I could paint it silver. Subscriber information to include subscriber's name, address, date of birth, status of account, account history, service address, and billing address. ANI. What's ANI? Anal not incest? And method of payment. Wow, man. So when everyone was saying Elon requiring like verification to use the platform was fucked, I guess they were kind of right. It is extremely fucked to have your information tied to some dumb shit posting account. What a piece of shit. Everybody involved in this. God, I fucking hate the cops. IP connection log data for logins and account creation. Luigi. Friend lists, messages, private messages, postings, and other content associated with the account. Oh, so they could try to rope other people. Gosh, I wonder who that might be. And Eric goes after me later in this. And any and all associated addresses, phone numbers, attached devices, or other identifying information related to the account, included associated accounts. So basically, like, do all of our job for us. Find everything about this guy, where he's logged in, the IPs he's been on, who he's friends with, and all of his communication with his friends, and any other accounts that you might think. Just give us everything. All media and any and all metadata, EXIF data associated with images and videos posted on this account or any other associated account for fucking pictures of scissors, by the way. Any and all location history information recorded or maintained by this user, by Twitter or any other affiliate connected with Twitter. Provide records to Detective Jimmy Farias. Who? Jimmy Ferry. Who is this fucker? This guy's gotta be. Something's up with this guy. Something is up with this guy. Maybe back in Eric's twerking days, they were in the same twerk squad together. Jimmy Farias, detective. Meet our newest neighborhood police officer, Jimmy Farias. Oh, wow. He looks like a ripetard. He looks like he's fucking retarded. Let me pull this up. That's crazy. The phenology. Is that what it's called? Did they comply? I don't know. Let me see. Ralph Mail's in there. Congrats on 30 days of sobriety, man. Proud of you. Jimmy Farias, detective. Not now. Meet our newest neighborhood police officer. Okay, fucker. Let's see what you got. Copy image address. Oh, man. Oh, man. So this buck-toothed little fruit spent a whole 2 days trying to fuck with Riley. I mean, he's got the suggestion of shoulders. He looks like Isom Knox's grave. He's got nipple zippers here for quick titillating, for emergency titillating. This is like when they show you what men are going to look like in 300 years because all they do is hunch over the computer and they don't get any sun. This is what like scientists predict men will look like in 300 years, this testosterone-free bitch. It's just crazy. You go through life and then you meet someone like this and you're like, hey, you look a little odd. Like, why is you? What's up? What's wrong with your nose? Like, what's going on here? And then you find out they go to work and just try to ruin people's lives. Huh. Nice teeth, buddy. Why don't you put a little, like, a tooth shape in them? Those teeth look like 3D renderings. Okay. It is further ordered that the custodian of records of the above-listed provider or any persons otherwise qualified to attest to the authenticity of the information or records that are produced pursuant to this warrant shall execute a business records affidavit of the tenor enclosed. This court grants authorization to remove any property or item seized under this warrant from the county in which it was seized. Once said electronic customer data has been furnished to affiant, herein fail not that you shall make due return, therefore, to the magistrate, showing how you've executed the same. Okay, so they got a subpoena or search warrant for Twitter. Yeah. And they placed it. Affiant received back the case information requested from Twitter and placed it into the case file on November 17th. Wow. Okay, how long did that take? Elon, you little fucker. When did they file this? You gave the cops this information November 3rd, filed April 11th. Oh no, that was filed. So November 3rd they asked for it last year. And they got it on I can't tell. Return and inventory, and they got it on the 23rd. So it took 20 days. Elon, you piece of shit, man. Don't give the cops shit, dude. Make them take you to court or something, you cocksucker. Hey, ride on our rockets, but we need all your information to give to either Israel or the police. Thanks for playing. Subscribed and sworn. Let's see what they gave them. Records pertaining to, okay, all that shit. Yeah. Affiant is conducting an investigation under Plano Police Department file. Multiple harassment offenses that occurred between, During the offenses, the suspect was involved in engaging the victim in repeated electronic communication. The listed Twitter account, See You Next Time, was used to send multiple messages to the victim. Well, that's not true. Tweets are not messages. You fucking scumbag. Where did he go? Where's that cocksucker? I gotta know who I'm hating right now. Yeah. Farias. Jimmy Farias, you lying piece of shit. During the offenses, the suspect was involved in engaging the victim in repeated electronic communication. The listed Twitter account was used to send multiple messages to the victim. False. They were tweets, dummy. That were intended to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend the victim, as well as to publish on an internet website, including a social media platform. Repeated electronic communication in a manner reasonably likely to cause emotional distress, abuse, or torment the victim. The messages repeatedly tagged the victim and included statements like, I'm in Plano, pussy. Whoa! Whoa, Jimmy! Whoa! I'm in Plano, pussy! Oh, no! Oh, Jimmy, you fucking bitch! Oh, Jimmy, you goddamn bitch. I'm in Plano, pussy, and I have giant shears because I couldn't find a chainsaw today, referring to threats from the suspect to locate the victim and forcibly hold him down to cut his arm hair off. You would think that he would, like, lie more to make it seem, I don't know, urgent or reasonable or important or not a practical joke. But I guess not. Affiant reviewed... I guess Twitter just turns your stuff over to anybody who asks. Affiant reviewed the above-mentioned social media account and found it to contain pictures and a video of the suspect outside the victim's place of employment. So he is an employee in Plano, Collin County, Texas. Affiant believes that if obtaining the user account details and the media for these accounts will provide evidence and aid in the investigation of the offense. There's the warrant. Wow. Okay, here is the... Your affiant is conducted... Yeah, it's more of the same shit. Da-da-da-da-da. Did Twitter return any of this? Do you guys know? Do you guys know if Twitter returned any of this? Yeah, tweets are not DMs, I know. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like Twitter responded, which would be funny. It looks like it's just this stupid judge and this cop. It looks like the cop is emailing Twitter over and over. Here's one email to Twitter. Okay, there's one. Here's 2 emails to Twitter. Same shit. Here's 3 emails to Twitter. Here's 4 emails to Twitter. What a fucking dickhead. Oh, they did. Okay, where Hebe2, did you include that? Ah. What a fucking asshole. All right. And this was in... Yeah, this was in... It's all in November 3rd. Okay, I don't know. Requested on the 3rd, received info on the 17th. Okay, so they got the info they needed. Or he wanted to really, really put an airtight case together for the prosecutors. Okay, this is... We're getting there. We're getting to the good stuff. Case filed by information. This is the actual filing of the case. Defendant. This is the actual in-court charge of Riley. The results aren't. Okay, just that Twitter gave them what they asked for. Man, I'm disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in America. Honestly. Old Twitter, yeah, sure, but new Twitter, just rolling over because the cops come and say this guy's harassing another guy. That's bullshit. Now I'm thinking that you should have to kidnap SEALs and do that shit, Elon. Fuck you. Now comes, they say it like that in these court documents, in the name of the authority of the state of Texas. Now comes the criminal district attorney of Collins County, State County, and presents into the county court at law 1 of Collin County, State, aforesaid, that one Riley Dalton Mix, hereinafter styled defendant, heretofore, on or about the 26th day of September 2023 to the 8th day of October 2023 in the county of Collin in the state of Texas, did then and there, with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July. It's like dude, this is like Jerry Falwell versus Larry Flint. It's exactly the same, but somehow the gayness of it and the lower stakesness of it makes it so much worse and more despicable. It just sounds like the exact same case with the intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July. Hereafter styled the complainant, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threaten the complainant in a matter reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. Okay, buddy. Eric said he was going to kill Riley. He said him and his, I don't know if he was talking about former lovers. He said him and his old homies. Eric July said him and his homies. I don't know if he meant former lovers, male lovers, or former gangbangers. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell sometimes when gangbangers talk about previous criminal associates, because they do engage in homosexuality a lot, especially with the twerk moves like that. It's hard to tell who he meant. If he meant former gay lovers of his, not Jasmine, of course, but other ones. But they said they were going to kill Riley and air him out. So I don't know what he's crying about. With intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July. Yeah, that was all. That was what was intended. Eric July hereafter styled the complainant, send repeated electronic communications to the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another, namely by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media. Yeah, absolutely. That's this is America, Eric. And you were all for that until you got made fun of. You were all for all this shit. Pretending to be cool, being the token amongst all the fucking nerds. You were all for all of this until you got made fun of. It's obvious. Against the peace and dignity of the state. Fuck the state. Fuck the government. Fuck you. Affidavit. Now comes the affiant. With intent, yeah, and there with intent to harass. Okay, this is the same stuff. So this is them reading. Here comes Eric. Here comes the bride. Here comes Riley. Okay. And now here's the motion to quash. So the first thing Riley's lawyer did is try to quash the information in the trial. And I think that means all the submissions from the cops and Eric and stuff are void, are null and void, and the things that they're accusing him of are fucked. I'm not a lawyer. I wish a lawyer was covering this, but none is. I know what happens. I know it means that there's no trial. So I don't think you have to be too smart to figure it out. Eric snitched before or has cop friends. Yeah, 100%. No cop just does this. Eric July has some kind of relationship with the police because he's a snitch, because he snitched as a gangbanger. Like he's in that, he had a friend who was in some kind of one of those moments in a club, and somebody got shot, somebody pulled out a gun, as they do. Somebody got killed, and there is a 100% chance that Eric played a part in snitching then and snitching afterwards. All right, the state of Texas versus Riley. Motion to quash information. To the honorable judge of said court, this is Riley's lawyer filing on behalf of Riley to quash this shit. Saying that the prosecution's case is fucked. And they need to get rid of it. It comes now, Riley Dalton Mix, accused in the above-styled cause, and moves the court to quash the information in this case. In support, shows the court as follows. Whoops. Uh-oh. Did that not work? No! Okay, there's me. Oh, there we go. Thank God. The information in the cause states, in the name and by authority of the state of Texas, now comes the criminal district attorney of Collin County, State, Texas, and presents in and to the county court at Law 1 of Collin County, State, blah, 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 that one Riley Mix, hereinafter style defendant, heretofore on or about the 26th day of September, the 8th day of October in the court of Collin, County of Collin in the state of Texas, did then and there with the intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, and embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threaten the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant with the intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, herein styled the complainant, sent repeated electronic communication to the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another, namely by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media against the peace and dignity of the state. Emphasis added. This information charging the accused with harassment under Texas Penal Code 4207 is confusing and vague. This is Riley's lawyer talking now. The offense is not set forth in plain and intelligible words, and it does not provide reasonable certainty that will give the defendant notice of the particular offense with which he is charged. Yeah. Nor enable the court on conviction to pronounce the proper judgment. Texas Code, Criminal Act, blah, 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 blah. So you have no way to know if you did anything wrong, and because it's not specific, the court has no way to seek redress. Like, they can't say, well, you stole that guy's thing, so you got to give him his thing back, or you got to go to jail for this amount of time. It's just, well, you kind of were annoying, or you kind of made him feel alarmed. So we're going to, spook you in response. Whoa! Right? When you're not expecting it. The two paragraphs lack a conjunctive or disjunctive word or phrase between them. The information appears to allege at least one count of harassment under Texas Penal Code 4207. The paragraphs lack a conjunctive or disjunctive word or phrase between the two and are not otherwise separated into counts. So you don't know if they're supposed to be together or separate. You don't know if he did both or one or the other. Consequently, or both. It is ambiguous whether the information, 1, charges 2 counts of harassment, 2, charges 1 count of harassment but alleges two alternative manner and means of committing the offense, or 3, charges 1 count of harassment where the first paragraph alleges the violation and the second paragraph merely describes the manner and means by which the accused threatened bodily injury. So he's saying because there's no conjunctive or disjunctive statement between them, they don't know how the harassment, what the harassment was supposed to do, if the harassment was supposed to threaten bodily injury, if the bodily injury was separate, and so it's just kind of a mishmash of well, he did something we don't like, get him. It's not. I mean, you read it. It reads like hate speech shit on Twitter. Like, well, you said something offensive, so we got to get rid of you. The accused's substantial rights are harmed by this lack of notice insofar as he is unaware what he is charged with, how many convictions are authorized by the information, whether he's able to sever the offenses if charged with more than one count of harassment, and which elements of harassment the state would need to prove at trial. Yeah. So what do they have to prove exactly? Do they have to prove that he was afraid of bodily injury? Do they have to prove that he was offended? Do they have to prove that he was, what was the other one? Abused? The first paragraph, because Riley's innocent in all this. Like, he's supposed to start innocent. It's not a shithead taking pictures of himself with scissors. It's not enough. The first paragraph of the information includes the mental states knowingly or recklessly, when harassment can only be committed with intent. So, yeah, this means all means of committing the offense of harassment require that a person acts with intent. The phrase with mental state of intentionally. A person acts intentionally or with intent. The information here alleges that the accused, with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threatened the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. Based on most of the language in that paragraph of the information, the accused can only assume the state is attempting to allege an offense under this Texas Penal Code. However, the clear language of that statute states that a person commits an offense if, with intent to harm, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass another person, the person threatens in manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the threat to inflict bodily injury on the person. The statute states that a person commits an offense if, with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass another, the person threatens in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the threat to inflict bodily injury on the person. So the statute says you have to think you're going to be hurt. All that shit is the end result is being hurt. That's what the statute said. It's not being annoyed or abused or alarmed is not the statute. It has to be a threat. You have to think you're going to be hurt. Like the guy on the subway saying, I'm going to rape you and kill you, and I don't care about getting arrested. The statute does not include the extra culpable mental states which the state has alleged the information in this case. In the closest reading of the information by the accused, one can only assume the state alleges that the included culpable mental state relates only to the threat. However, if one were to look at various statutes in the penal code, the state wouldn't have still added culpable mental states not authorized by law, which is recklessly, I assume. A person commits an offense if the person intentionally or knowingly threatens another with imminent bodily injury. So you can't recklessly, which means accidentally, accuse somebody of threaten someone with bodily injury. That's not covered by the statute. So saying I'm going to shave your shoulder hair, and then the person says, "Oh man, I'm afraid of my life. I'm afraid for my life." Like Eric says, "Oh God, I'm afraid you might accidentally shave my balls off because they're very tiny and on my shoulders." So you recklessly made me feel like I'm going to get hurt. When the statute says it has to be knowingly, you have to say, "I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to cause you bodily harm." So here's the statute. Terroristic threat. A person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to a person with intent to place any person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. Yeah, that seems like a good law. You can't say, like, I'm going to hurt you on purpose. You can say, you better watch out. Something might happen to you. That you can say. That's not specific. I'm going to shave your arm hair. That you can say. That's not harmful. So, yeah, it's like, are you retarded, man? This isn't... The statute obviously does not cover retarded arm shaving and oblique, like, unknowing threats. If the charge was correct, it would have been written, "You've explicitly and knowingly threatened to cause bodily injury," because that's a crime. Moreover, the first paragraph alleging an offense does not indicate a specific manner and means by which the accused supposedly committed an offense. The information simply states a general statement that a threat was made, but does not indicate what the threat exactly entailed. The accused cannot properly prepare a defense against the allegations if it is not clear on the face of the information of what he's accused. Yeah. What did they, Riley, what did the cops say you did? I don't know. Was it posting a picture of a house? Was it saying I'm in Plano pussy? What exactly did I do? What exactly did you do that was illegal? So you can defend yourself. It seems like they just took this annoy and cause distress or whatever it is. God, Eric, you're such a bitch. Eric July is such a fucking bitch. Merry Christmas. Like, imagine going to court for this. I would be guilty of doing this to almost every person I've ever known. My mom could take me to court for causing her reckless, for committing the crime of reckless abuse and harassment. You know, everyone in my life that I mentioned on the show could haul me into court for this. The information either does not state a means by which the defendant could commit the offense, or harms the defendant insofar as it alleges and authorizes a conviction upon proof of two lesser mental states. So the lesser mental states are intentionally or unknowingly, or recklessly and unknowingly. I think it has to be intentional. The law says it has to be intentional, which makes sense. Obviously, it should be intentional. This would deprive the defendant of his due process rights to have each and every element of the offense proven beyond a reasonable doubt. I think that's what they were doing to Daniel Penny, too, the subway killer guy, because they didn't get him on the manslaughter, or they didn't get him on the murder charge. So the judge said, well, just ignore the murder charge, and just see if you can get him on anything else, which is bullshit, but they did it there. And they can't do that. They have to line. They have to, the judge dismissed it so they could try him for it again, but you have to do every single thing as a separate crime that you're getting accused of, and it has to be specific, and it has to be illegal, surprisingly. Alternatively, it does not appear from the information that an offense against the law was committed. Here's the code. The information alleges recklessness without specifying with reasonable certainty which acts or circumstances surrounding the conduct are relied upon to constitute that recklessness. What part of this is reckless? Is it I'm in Plano pussy? Is it standing in the parking lot of a Spirit Halloween store with giant novelty scissors? Which of these countless DMs and messages and taggings, which was the reckless one? At what point does it become reckless harassment? They don't say. The Code of Criminal Procedure provides whenever recklessness or criminal negligence enters into or is a part or element of any offense, or it is charged that the accused acted recklessly or with criminal negligence in the commission of an offense, the complaint, information, or indictment, in order to be sufficient in any such case, must allege with reasonable certainty that act or acts relied upon to constitute recklessness or criminal negligence, and in no event shall it be sufficient to, what does that say? Allege merely that the accused in committing the offense acted recklessly or with criminal negligence. So you have to say which act was reckless. You can't just say they acted, they're just a jackass. Fuck them. The information alleges merely that an offense was committed by intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threatened the complainant in a matter reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. The information is plainly insufficient because it does not specify exactly what conduct constituted the threat of bodily injury or how such a threat was made recklessly. The first paragraph of the information fails to specify the manner and means of committing an offense. Defendant is entitled to additional notice as to how he allegedly threatened bodily injury. Yeah, I would really love to know what injury was supposed to be taking place, but Eric is such a fucking liar. Like I mean, I guess all these guys are, but the way he talks is so fucking shady. I mean, I can't describe it without using slurs. Nobody can, which is unfortunate. But yeah. The information alleges that the defendant threatened bodily injury to the complainant, but it does not specify what he did to do so. This is a failure of the information to state everything which is necessary to be proved. You're the government. You're going to cost this guy $10,000. You're going to take up a bunch of his time in his life, fuck with his livelihood. He wants to be making porn with his fucking big titty girlfriend. If you're going to bring him in here and drag him away from that, you got to be specific. You got to specifically state what he did wrong, what was illegal about it, and where the law says it was illegal. But the cops don't care, of course, because they're all cocksuckers. Cocksucker. He's shaped like a penis, see? So he can look in the mirror and say, man, I wish I could suck me. I wish I could suck me. I'm going to email that Detective Cocklick and apologize. I'm going to email Detective Cocklick and say, hey, I'm sorry, Detective Cock and Fart in my ass. I'm sorry, Detective Fart in my ass. I didn't mean to harass or annoy you, you fucking piece of shit, you shoulderless fuck. Sorry. I was just kidding about all that. I don't want to get a warrant. I don't want to get a warrant with your gay court system, you fucking bitch. Okay. Here I am being reckless. The information alleges merely that an offense was committed by intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threatened the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. The information is plainly insufficient. Yeah, I think I read that. The first paragraph of the information fails to specify the manner and means of committing an offense. Defendant is entitled to additional notice as to how he allegedly threatened bodily harm. I think I already read that too. The information alleges that the defendant threatened bodily injury. Let me load this up so I can see you guys. Oh, hi. Oh, that's too much. That's too high octane. You saw that drink? No, I saw the bottle. Well, my friend stopped by, so he had to, Oh, please don't apologize for that would be crazy. I did, yeah. I gave the dog her medicine. Is that okay, Detective Cocklick? Jimmy farted my ass that I gave my dog medicine? Is that okay, you bitch ass? I'm gonna go to jail for reckless fucking making fun of a bitch. For reckless teasing. God, my whole fucking life is just under a shroud of the death of freedom. You used to get a timeout for this shit. It started with timeouts, and then it was no recess and no brunch, and you had no Oregon Trail for you if you made fun of somebody too much. And now fucking Detective Cocklick is out here trying to throw you in prison for making fun of too much. It's like somehow an old lady died and put their soul in this bitch motherfucker so that he's doing the bitch work of his great mama to stop making fun of. Fucking cocksucker. The information alleges that the defendant threatened bodily injury to the complainant, but it does not specify what he did to do so. This is a failure of the information to state everything which is necessary to be proved. In Cruz versus State, I love when they throw this other law shit in, like, okay. Like, I'm sure you needed that. In Cruz versus State, the Court of Criminal Appeals reversed a conviction for the offense of robbery because the indictment did not specify the way in which he did so, i.e. how the defendant allegedly caused the bodily injury. The court concluded that the trial court committed reversible error in refusing to order the state to disclose such facts when confronted with appellant's motion to quash the indictment. So the court should therefore quash the information. So if somebody broke in and they didn't specify how he robbed him, he just said he robbed him. They're like, where did he rob him? He goes, I don't know. He robbed him, man. Fuck, I don't know, man. Fucking robbers, man. They just rob. Duh. Is it normal for a court to bring in something so stupid that they don't even say how it happened? Well, just kind of some crimes happened. It's obvious. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you. In order to harmonize the entire harassment statute, the manner and means of committing harassment by publishing electronic communications to a website or social media are limited to the elements described in 4207A8 rather than 4207A7. Alternatively, 4207A7 is unconstitutionally vague and overbroad. Wow, so this is the component of the statute that was just passed, and it is unconstitutional. Vicky the retard. What is her name? Where is she? Where's this dozy bitch? Vicky the retard was like scoffing and laughing about it being so stupid that this was being charged on its constitutionality or constitutionalityism. I don't know how you say it, but it is, and it's important. It's really important. It's really important that everyone fights this stuff because someone eventually is going to have to fight it. So it's cool. It's cool that Riley's doing it. It's actually very cool that he decided to not take the plea. I wouldn't have taken the plea. A lot of people would have taken. A lot of people would have taken the plea. A lot of people, maybe less people wouldn't have taken the plea. And I think it's cool that he did it. I think it's cool that anyone fights the government if they can. Nick, I hope, does take Nick's. I mean, obviously, he called into my show. He said he was taking a plea, or he's negotiating about the plea, and he hopes to take it. I think he should take the plea because you're not going to single-handedly overturn like 80 years of drug war prohibition. But Riley could. This can be overturned. It's bullshit what they're trying to do here. It is unconstitutional, and it's cool that he's fighting it. The second paragraph of the information reads, with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, send repeated electronic communications to the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to harm, harass, annoy, and a reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, and offend another. Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Fuck! Harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. Yeah, Riley's not the hero. Well, he is the hero we deserve. Fuck Vicky for like acting like she's better than Riley too for not taking the plea on this. She's not. And like acting for like points, whatever, like acting like I'm smart points. I'm better than people. Because, like, I'm laughing at like, unconstitutional shit just because it involves, like, scissors and gay ops and horse shit is shameful. There is a clear legislative intent. Come here, Maddie. Hey, come here. Oh, denied. There is a clear legislative intent that harassment committed by publishing on a website, including social media, have different actus reus requirements. What the fuck is that, like Magic the Gathering requirements than 4207A7 that those charged under the statute for doing so have a defense that communications are made in connection with a matter of public concern. I don't know what that means. The information alleges a manner and means of violating Texas Penal Code 4207A8 rather than violating 4207A7. Okay, so he's saying that they used the wrong statutes or that they confused the two statutes. Namely, by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media, the legislature's enactment of 4207A8 expressed a legislative intent that publishing on social media have a more limited actus reus and have a specific defense that posts be related to a matter of public concern. So I guess actus reus is like scope. Saying that if it's posted on social media, it has to be like, I'm going to school and I'm going to blow it up. I'm bringing a gun to school. That's like committing bodily harm on a public post. It's not, hey, dickhead, your comic book sucks and you can't read. Bill analysis text. Yeah. Then he has like a citation there. Again, in every one of these legal documents, in these like online bullshit legal fights, one side always just makes sense. When you read it, you're like, yeah, that's probably what the law is. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. When you say it like that, it makes sense. It makes sense that they would pass a law like that. And the other side is like, oh, that's fucking dumb, dude. Everything you're saying makes no sense. In the words of the act's sponsor, Texas Senator John Huffman, while current law prohibits harassment if it is done by direct communication, such as text message or private message directly to a victim's social media account, it does not prohibit harassment posted openly on social media platforms, such as YouTube or Facebook group pages or other similar platforms. Closing this gap in the harassment code is incredibly vital. No, it is not. While Texas has taken steps to try to get a grasp on cyberbullying and online harassment, any measures, especially against Israel, any measures will remain incomplete while this omission is left open. This would close the loophole by creating a criminal offense for harassment published on an internet website that causes distress, abuse, or torment to another person. This offense rules out communications made in connections with a matter of public concern. Oh, no, I had it backwards to make sure that there would be no chilling effect on political speech. So it carves out an exception for talking about celebrities. This offense rules out communication made in connection with a matter of public concern to make sure that there would be no chilling effect on political speech. Yeah. And comic criticism is obviously a public concern. I mean, it's obvious. It sounds dumb, but it's considered public concern. Texas Penal Code 4207A7 and 4207A8 compared. 7. Sends repeated electronic communications in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another. 7. 8. Publishes on the internet website, including a social media platform, repeated electronic communications in a manner reasonably likely to cause emotional distress, abuse, or torment another person, unless the communications are made in a connection with a matter of public concern. Yeah, which Riley's was. When interpreting a statute, courts not only look at all the single, discrete provisions at issue, but at the other provisions within the whole statutory scheme. Several factors may guide the court in construing whether a statute is ambiguous on its face, including the object sought to be attained, circumstances under which the statute was enacted, legislative history, common law, or former statutory provisions, including laws on the state or similar subjects, consequences of a particular construction, administrative construction of a statute, and title, preamble, and emergency provision. When construing statutes, courts seek to effectuate the collective intent or purpose of the legislators who enacted legislation. Yeah, no shit. It is clear that the legislature, in codifying 4207A8, intended to criminalize certain publishing on websites like social media with both a more culpable actus rea than 4207A7, i.e. that the repeated electronic communications published in a manner reasonably likely to cause emotional distress, abuse, or torment, rather than communications set in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another, and that those charged for violating the statute by publishing repeated electronic communications have available to them a specific statutory defense that the communications are made in connection with a matter of public concern. Okay, so he's saying in all that you have to you have to understand what the law in its entirety is meant to do and put yourself in the headspace of the legislators who wrote it and voted on it. And it says specifically, the capper on it is, unless this is a matter of public concern, which this is. The plain language of 4207A7 would otherwise subsume the entirety of any offense under 4708, rendering 4207A8 surplusage to the statute. This would not give full force and effect to the entirety of the statute and circumvent the legislature's intent to provide for a heightened burden and specific defense for electronic communications published on website if those communications were made in connection with a matter of public concern. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Published on websites if those communications were made in connection with a matter of public concern. Yeah, it's not very libertarian, is it? Therefore, the information's manner and means alleging that the defendant committed an offense by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media need to be pleaded under an information that conforms to 4207A8. Otherwise, the defendant is denied his due process rights to have the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt every element of the charged offense and his right to present a defense. Huh. Okay, what? Oh, it means the mens rea means the culpable state of mind. Actus rea is a culpable act or something of that sort. Acts by which you can commit to. Okay. Previously, they couldn't charge for posts at all. They added it to make it able to target. Oh, okay. So they made it so you could target direct messages, and then they opened so you can target posts in general. Let me see what you posted. Yeah. So if they're charging him with A7 instead of A8, despite the charge being over internet posts. Oh, okay. So they're charging him with A7, but A8 says he's innocent. A8 carves out an exception for public discourse, which is, you're right. So they're charging him with A7 instead of A8, even though A8 describes what he's doing and says what he's doing is legal. Is that right? This guy's the best. EB2. I can't believe it. I feel so stupid. Not as stupid as that guy, though. But A8 specifically says, yeah, if you're like flaming a guy and you're in a flame war and you're just like hashing shit out in public, that's obviously not, we don't care about that. But if they only charge you for A7, you can't say A7 protects you, because A7 should be like DMs only, and A8 is like everything is just posting on the internet. But it also says, but unless it's a matter of public good. Yeah, okay. Riley says 3,000 live viewers, but nobody cares and is boring. Yeah, I mean, it would be a hell of a bonus episode, wouldn't it? all these fucking court documents dumped right into our lap. All right. Yeah, alternatively to the above, 4707A7 is unconstitutionally overbroad and void for vagueness. Yeah, that makes sense now. That makes sense to me, a stupid guy. A7, 4707A7, 4207A7 is overbroad and void for vagueness in violation of the defendant's constitutional right to freedom of speech as guaranteed to him by the first. Oh, man. Ooh, we're getting into First Amendment territory. Ooh, baby. Ooh, we're cooking now. Now you know it's important. Oh, this little 4707A7. How about number one, First Amendment? Fuck this shit. 4707A7? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. The First Amendment, biatch. I got the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment. Is that the slavery one? Riley's innocent to the slavery one. The First and the Fifth. What the fuck is the Fifth Amendment? I don't know. Probably something with being gay. To the United States Constitution and Article 1. Oh, shit. Article 1, Section 8 of the Texas Constitution. Oh, man, I bet Riley's lawyer was hard as a rock with his dick while he was writing this shit. Oh, man, First Amendment. Like, how often do lawyers get to write First Amendment in their quash motions a lot? He should have done this shit for free. That motherfucker should have been paying us to write this shit. Hey, man, you got this guy. We got a guy who needs your help. He's getting this twerker, this black twerker who's probably cheating on his wife with one of these piss whores that he hired to be lore masters of his and play around with his money and his dick. He and his cop buddy, Detective Penis Head here, him and his buddy Eric July and his buddy Detective Penis Head concocted this scheme to send a friend of mine who's goofing around to prison. How much is it going to be? And he's like, well, we got this. We got to do research. I got to have AI write a thing, and then I go through and punch it up. That'll be like, probably like 10 grand. You say, look, in the defense, you get to write First Amendment. He goes, free. Consider it done. It's got to be fun to write the First Amendment in your shit when you're a lawyer. You go like, oh, man, I don't know. Should I be writing First Amendment? I feel kind of like I'm watching pornography, but a lawyer is overbroad. It's a violation of the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. So he should have said these United States of America Constitution and Article 1, Section 8 of the Texas Constitution for the reasons stated by the court in State versus Chen. Nah, you should have picked well, okay. As for the Court of Criminal Appeals in Chen versus Chen. Whoa, Chen versus Chen. Chinatown 2. Made clear. Bunch of law shit. The newer version's expansion of the definition of what is an electronic communication captures just about every conceivable communication on the web, not merely communications directly to a complainant. Oh, okay. So they're calling everything communication now. Tweeting, tagging, DMing, fucking whatever. Dick pics. Stupid. It's all fucking dumb. So fucking stupid. Waste of time. In this case, the statute is overbroad and vague even to the accused's conduct, as the information alleges that the accused committed an offense by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media. The intermediary of the meanings of vulgar and annoying were reasons that the previous version of the entire statute was unconstitutional on its face for vagueness. Oh, wow. So they already tried to do this. They tried to make this law before. Really? And it got tossed because you are definitely allowed to be vulgar and annoying. In fact, the 13th Amendment guarantees that, at least half of it. The information seeks to prescribe a criminal penalty in part due to the alleged post's vulgarity. Dude, it's the People versus Larry Flint all over again. It's the People versus Larry Flint all the way down. Every fucking year, every court case. People versus Larry Flint. People were like, oh, can you believe this guy said this? Yeah, man, we don't care. You're a dick. You're a dick. Your friends are dicks. You're acting like a fucking dick. Fuck you. Fuck your mom. Fuck your cops. Fuck your wife. Fuck your dog. Fuck off. The information seeks to prescribe a criminal penalty in part due to the alleged post's vulgarity, and that it would be reasonably likely to annoy or offend, for example, another. This relates back to the former problems with a prior Texas harassment statute, where the Court of Criminal Appeals correctly opined that criticism of official policies constitutes protected expression and does not become actionable simply because it is incorporated into an offense definition alongside unprotected activity. So you can't make a law that says, oh, he's being an asshole and he's threatening to kill people, and say, we're charging him with being an asshole and threatening to kill people. And that's illegal. You can see here, the law says you can't be an asshole and threaten to kill people. And you say, well, which one did he do? Well, he's being an asshole. Like, yeah, that's you're allowed to be an asshole. It's like, no, it says in the law here, you can't be an asshole and threaten to kill people. Like, nah. Here's the overbroad definition of electronic communications. Oh, man. Hebitude, you're a fucking man. Electronic communication means a transfer of signals, signs, writing, images, sounds, data, or intelligence of any nature. Like the fucking fires of Gondor. Of any nature, transmitted in whole or in part by a wire radio. Why the fuck would they write this? In any part, whole or in part, transmitted by a wire, radio, electromagnetic. What about quantum? What about entangled fucking quantum electrons? Photoelectronic or photo-optical system. Why not fucking entangled electrons, bro? Why not fucking co-spinning, co-colored quarks? Where's that in the fucking statute? This term includes a communication initiated through the use of electronic mail, instant message network call, a cellular or other type of telephone. Cellular or other type. How about any type of fucking telephone? A computer, a camera. This is why we have to deal with so much fucking bullshit, because they write this dumb list. Well, a militia. Hey, say in there that anybody could have guns at any time ever. Nah, let me just jazz it up a little bit. A well-regulated a militia. No, make it like a good militia. Oh yeah, well-regulated. Yeah, a well-regulated militia. Anybody can have any kind of guns, anywhere, anytime they want, no matter what. Social media platform or application, an internet website, any other internet-based communication tool or facsimile machine. And a communication made to a fucking pager. Hibbity-jibbity. The law is hibbity-jibbity. That's why Eric learned to talk. That's why Eric learned to talk like he does, with a fucking mushmouth. Because he talked to so many fucking lawyers. He talks like a fucking an inmate who just got done talking to his fucking public defender. Okay, let me go to the chat. just so upset. I'm so upset that my child has to grow up in this world of total retards. Can we just make fun of fat bitches? This is gay. You mean I'm gay? You're gay. Taddy Mason and 2 guns on Sunday, yeah. How come Rumble doesn't show you, like, your ad money so you can read super chats? Why doesn't X have ads? Sanders dealt with the pre-2017 version of the Texas harassment statute. There is no binding decision which holds the newer statute constitutional, and the accused would urge that this court adopt the line of reasoning from Counterman versus Colorado that dealt with a Colorado statute making it unlawful to repeatedly make any form of communication with another person in a manner that would cause a reasonable person to suffer serious emotional distress and does cause that person to suffer from serious emotional distress. Most notably, in Counterman, the issue was whether the statute restricted unprotected speech as falling into the category of true threats. It was never a question whether repeated communications were not speech at all. It was a given that repeated communications are speech. Okay, so the fact that they have said multiple times that it's repeated communications is stupid, he's saying. Because what doesn't matter. Is it a threat? Is it not a threat? That's what matters. And the statute doesn't say. They didn't define it. They just kind of defined it as like, well, you know, if you're being a little bit annoying. So it's not constitutional. Cool. The second paragraph of the information does not provide sufficient notice to meet the charges and to bar by jeopardy multiple convictions and subsequent prosecutions. Oh, okay. So even if he gets convicted of being annoying, you can get convicted of being annoying again. Texas law guarantees the accused the right to have an indictment present fair notice of the charges against him. Articles 2104 and 2111 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure require that an indictment must contain that degree of certainty that will give the defendant notice of the particular offense with which he is charged and enable the accused to plead the judgment that may be given upon it in bar of any prosecution of the same offense. So you can't get hit for something twice. Holding that an indictment must particularize the act complained of so that its identity cannot be mistaken. Yeah. Like, which tweet of Riley's is it that is the crime? Failure to identify the post deprives the accused adequate notice as to what accusation he's prepared to meet at trial. The information alleges that the defendant committed the offense specifically by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media. Man, this is like a lot of words. This guy wrote like a shitload of words here. Maybe Riley got a deal. I don't know what he paid, but there's a lot of words for 10 grand or whatever it ended up costing. The information does not allege with reasonable certainty what posts the defendant allegedly made on which platform or the content of them. The information alleges, argumentatively, that the posts are alarming, threatening, and vulgar. The failure to particularize the alleged posts' content substitutes the state's argument for concrete facts and is fatal to the information. The language of the statute itself contains several different vague and undefined possible intentions and possible communications that it would be necessary to identify more specifically the communications at issue. Yeah. Okay, let me see how much this is, because I really want to get to the Eric stuff. Mamma mia. Okay, it's not that much more. All right. Do we need to have a break? How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling in the chat? Are you threatening me? Yeah, Mersh, is somebody on there that wants to call in? I'll talk to anybody right now. No, nobody's there. What? It looks like him. What a fucking dick. Look at this guy. And some poor woman's getting beat by this guy, you know? It's just crazy. Look at his mouth. It's disgusting. Let me go on Twitter. What are the people saying on Twitter? People are harassing me on Twitter. 3,600 viewers. Oh, baby. Now we're going to get to the good stuff at the end where the cops talk about, they go line for line how Eric ratted, snitched Riley out. Remember, This is what we're fucking here for. Where is he? This guy. The fucking snitch. And in the state's response, this is Riley's lawyer quashing the information, which is obviously, like, stupid for every reason that he's giving. Unconstitutional, broad, the statute is dumb. The statute is dumb, and the guy they're accusing of breaking it is a bad example of it. The guy they're doing it on the behalf of is illiterate, and his comics suck. He's probably cheating on his wife. I mean, let's be honest. And his defense is it's obvious why the judge quashed this. But the state responds to this for some reason. Because they are getting paid to, I guess. And within that response is a detailing of Eric's snitchery, which we will get to. Failure to identify the post. Yeah, I already read that. Okay. The information is not sufficiently definite to bar subsequent prosecution for the same offense upon a negotiated plea of guilty to the offense. Yeah, you could be an asshole. You're like, yeah, you're guilty of being an asshole. And you say, well, which post was it for? I was an asshole to a lot of people that day. Which one got me thrown in jail for 3 weeks or got me fined $3,000? The double jeopardy clause protects against multiple prosecutions for the same offense. For double jeopardy purposes, the same offense means the identical criminal act, not the same offense by name. When raising a claim of double jeopardy, if it cannot be determined from the state's pleadings whether the offenses prosecuted are the same, the court must look for the proof offered at trial. In the context of a negotiated plea of guilty in this case, a court in the future would not have a trial record to examine what evidence the state presented at trial to determine which particular posts constituted the alleged alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts. So if Riley takes the plea and says he's guilty, which means that cocksucker Eric July could say, yeah, he's guilty. He said in court he's guilty. He said he's guilty. He said he's guilty. And Dick's guilty. And everybody's guilty by proxy because Riley said he was guilty. And all his total retard fans, the ripitards, who take pictures of Eric's comic on their bed sheets, which is gross, and then you look closer and the bed sheets have fucking cigarette burns in them, which is destitute. They would all lord it over us forever, and then they could go after him again because the plea would not say which fucking posts were illegal. It would just be, yeah, you pled guilty because we bullied you into it because you didn't have $7,000 to defend yourself. It's so fucked, man. When raising the claim of double jeopardy, yeah, okay. The information, assuming he couldn't take the plea because they would just do this. The information, assuming it, he would never be able to do anything again because Riley would not have pled guilty to something that he could put his finger on and say, I pled guilty to this. Like anytime he did anything, all the same shit could be tossed into another stupid arrest warrant like this, whatever, another stupid case like this by Eric's butt buddy, Officer Penis Head, and he could be thrown in for the same thing because he doesn't know which one was the crime. The information, assuming it charges 2 counts of harassment, is not sufficiently definite to prevent Riley from being placed twice in jeopardy for the same offense in a single trial. A double jeopardy violation occurs if the accused is tried twice for the same offense in a single trial, even if the sentences run concurrently. I didn't know that. Where the offenses were manslaughter and intoxication manslaughter, so you can only get one. The first paragraph or count of the knowingly or recklessly threaten the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. While the second paragraph or count alleges that the accused sent repeated electronic communications to the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another, namely by posting alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media. So they're charging him with 2 counts of harassment, and both counts say the same thing and are not specific on what constituted the harassment. In any case, conduct which constitutes separate criminal acts may only be punished as a single criminal act if the multiple separate acts are incident to and subsumed by an ultimate final act. Okay. E.g., if the accused has threatened the complainant with bodily injury and has posted threatening posts on social media, but has only made the threat of bodily injury through the posts on social media, a conviction for both would violate the accused right against double jeopardy. Yeah, so you got to pick one. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder why they did that. Because they didn't care. They thought they could just bully him into it. That's why, because they're fucking assholes. For the reasons stated above and herein, and because Eric July can't read, or for reasons that may appear at a hearing on this motion, Riley Mix prays. Lord Jesus! Oh, Lordy, please! Oh, save our Riley. Save this black on Asian. Save this Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Praise that the court quash the information. Respectfully submitted, Parthenon Legal Group? Pantheon Legal Group. James T. Childs. Really? You got Jackie Childs as your lawyer, Riley? Jackie Childs. Really? No, I don't want to call her. It passed. The feeling passed. Certificate of service. Okay. You got a bunch of bullshit here. All right. Wow, man. All right, I'm gonna put a song on and rest my voice for a second, and then we're gonna get into the goods, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get into the good stuff. If you show the Patreon receipt, not very gangsta. Yeah. What's a gangsta song that I could play? Here's a gangsta song. Yeah, here's a gangsta song from back in the day. While we all pray for Riley. Bitches ain't shit. Now, here comes the B-side. Now, this is the state's response. The state's response to Riley's motion to quash. Mama fucking Mia! Look at this shit. Look at all this groovy new shit, man. New shit has come to light. New shit. This is the dickless state's response. Everyone hates the fucking government. The Second Amendment was not a defensive amendment. Everybody hates the fucking government except Eric. You get made fun of. If you get made fun of on the internet, Eric will call the government right up and say, hello, government. Someone's making fun of me. Yeah, is it over now, the echo? It should be. Hello, government. White man's making fun of me on the internet. You know me, Eric July. I back the blue. The plane has hit the side of the mountain, dude. Hey, check out my Patreon. Go to my Patreon at patreon.com/thedickshow. Subscribe for as much as you want. 20, 5, 10, 20 bucks. It's all good stuff in there. It's good shit at every level, Bonus episodes. We got Sean's last episode. Maddox is doing an interview with a psychologist, and the interview gets fucked up immediately. The psychologist starts talking about Maddox predicting 9/11. He's such a weird obsessive fan that he's asking Maddox if he thinks it's weird that he predicted 9/11 kind of. It's so stupid. And Maddox is sitting there grinning and nodding, validating this freak weirdo, Dr. Joe, because Maddox is so butthurt about me. He's trying to get his documentary out to anyone who will listen. So he's tolerating this total schmuck. It's funny stuff. Go listen to it. Go download it. Fuck the government. You goddamn right. All right, let's get into this. Here's the state's response. So that was Riley's defense, which we just read and enjoyed. Obviously, it's the correct one and raises important questions about the statutes, the cyberbullying statutes that Texas is trying to pass. They're written by boomers and retards. They're written by boomers and women, and you can tell they don't really explain what it means to be offended. They're written like a TOS. They're written by people who grew up on Habbo Hotel, like people getting banned from things. Like, yeah, let's do that. People getting banned from things, but let's throw them in jail. That's who's writing it. So it's Riley's lawyer gets that. It's cool that he has the opportunity to try to end it, and he did a great job. I think reading that, he did a really good job of explaining why it's important that the statute is repealed, why it's important to say it's unconstitutional, and that in all cases the government should be expected to define everything even more than is necessary for a reasonable person to understand it, because they're going to use it against you, as seen here. Officer Dickhead here, Officer Conehead is going to use whatever the law is. They're going to twist it, break it, bend it, and strap it on and try to ass fuck you with it. So it's imperative that the government and the legislature make the laws as specific as fucking possible, so that straight-toothed, so that flattened out toothed tyrants like Jimmy Fart in my ass here can't use them against you. Now here is the government's response to Riley's motion to quash. The government, by the way, is evil, and everything that they do is wrong. They're mostly child molesters working at the government. And if the government didn't pay everyone who works for the government, no exception. That's why Trump doesn't take a salary, so he's not an employee of the government technically. Everyone who's employed by the government, if they didn't have a government job, would be a gay male prostitute. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because they like it, not for the money, not out of desperation, just because they like it. So keep that in mind when we're reading this. This is State of Texas versus Riley Mix. State's response to the defendant's motion to quash the information. To the honorable judge of said court, come now, the State of Texas, and submit to the court of the state's response to the defendant's motion to quash the information. The state respectfully requests that the defendant's motion be denied, and in support thereof would show the court the following. Okay, background. On September 9th, 2024, the state filed its information charging defendant Riley Mix with harassment. In the information, the state alleges in part with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threaten the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant, to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. We got it. The big scissors. We know. Maybe his arm hair is like where his like brain. Like maybe Eric's like maybe the organism that he is like his arm hair, and it's like one shared, like the aspen trees, you know, they're all just one organism that's different trees. Maybe it's like that's his body, and that's his like he's like an alien that just picked a black guy, like a symbiote, like Venom, and it's hair from outer space that landed on a black criminal twerking. He twerked himself into a corner, and then this alien hair bonded like a symbiote on Eric July's back, and it started to think for him. So maybe that's the bodily harm that's happening. Little comic book humor for you. With intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, send repeated electronic communications to the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another, namely by posing alarming, threatening, and vulgar posts on social media. That's what Carl from Who Are These Podcasts did to me. He was making podcasts about me that were very reasonably likely to harass, annoy, and alarm, and abuse, and torment, and embarrass me, and offend me. And he did it all on social media. I'm going to take Carl to jail in Texas. If Eric wins this and Riley goes to jail, I'm taking Carl hamburgers to jail. Exhibit 1. You see how there's not enough racism and like hate. So Eric July, a black guy, had to invent this like that he's being abused because there's no actual racism. He's such a DEI hire fuck. Statement of facts. On Wednesday, September 27th, 2023, at approximately 5,100 hours, Plano police officer Stephen Sutcox and other officers responded. Am I reading the right one? I feel like I've already read this. Responded to a call regarding vandalism at a comic book publishing office. I mean, are they really? See, States Exhibit. Eric July reported that his business, Rip-A-Verse Publishing, located at... Okay. Well, there it is. There's his super secret business. Had been vandalized by an individual named, quote, Riley. According to Officer Suckcock's report, July informed Suckcock that on Tuesday, September 26th, at approximately 5 o'clock, Riley showed up to Rip-A-Verse Publishing and took photos and videos of himself with a large pair of scissors before he returned after the sun went down. That's when it was Morbin time for Riley. He's like, uh-oh, the sun's gone down. It's Morbin time. And he gets even fatter. Then he returned after the sun went down on the same day and recorded a video of himself putting two $20 bills and one $1 bill on the windows of the business. July reported to Officer Suckcock that Riley later posted those videos and photos to his own Twitter account using the handle @SeeYouNextTime. Officer Suckcock and Detective Fart in My Ass. How's this fucking detective? Look, you know he looks dumb. Look at it. Like, oh, man. Oh, shit, I hope they don't send, like... he's like Columbo, but he doesn't twist it around at the end. He's Columbo, but he is stupid. That's the joke in this sitcom. He's like the retarded cop. You remember that? Plano police assigned Detective Jimmy Fart in My Ass to begin investigating these events as a possible stalking. Why'd they capitalize stalking? The police assigned him to potentially investigate these events as a possible stalking. Detective Fart in My Ass initially interviewed Mr. July. He informed Detective Farias that defendant Riley himself posted a video on Twitter stating Riley was going to come to Texas and hold July down when we shaved him. So this interaction is in detail at the end of this, which Mr. July initially disregarded. No, he didn't. He had a big cry fest about it. He called him fat, and he said all this. That was back when Eric July had balls, and now he has no balls, and he's just like pretending to have a comic book company of comic books that only total retards buy. However, once the defendant actually showed up to Mr. July's publishing office with large novelty scissors, and later placed the provocative $dollar bills on his windows. You filed this in fucking court, dude? Who is this prosecutor? Man, you gotta be tarred and feathered for this shit. Who is the fucking prosecutor? Anna DeVita? That can't be, that fucking Dora the Explorer's sister? Anna DeVita? It's Anna DeVita time! Deputy! Yeah! Who the fuck are these people? Who would possibly file this? This is like something you write at the last minute for a college, like for Humanities 101. Oh, shit, I didn't write this paper. And later placed the provocatively defaced, or provocative, defaced dollar bills on his windows. You idiot! Mr. July felt physically threatened. Oh, did he? Did he? Did Mr. July feel physically threatened? Wow, he didn't act like it. Wowzers. Mr. July felt physically threatened by that. Huh. Does that make a noise? Bop, 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 bop. What it is. And feared for the safety of his employees. Fuck you. Fuck your employees, too. None of them are going to, none of these employees are going to come out and say, yeah, I didn't feel threatened. They're all such cocksuckers. Everybody who works at the Rip-A-Verse. During Detective Fart in My Ass's investigation, he located a screenshot. He's swimming through the fucking metaverse. Oh, I'm on my investigation. There's a screenshot across the fucking port bow. Mr. Smee, there be a screenshot about fucking half a night's voyage, about a fortnight off the port night's bow towards fucking Tartarus. Ye on till morning, Mr. Smee. Give us a nut. Give us a right. Give us 10 degrees to the port. Yeah, that's right? No, that's starboard. Fuck! He located a screenshot of defendant Riley using his Twitter account to publish a picture of Mr. July's home on November 16th. Oh, no! While indicating that he might escalate things way too far very soon. Yeah, bro, that's not a threat of bodily harm. Like, it's just not. Stop being such a bitch. It's not. It's not. It's not a threat of bodily harm. Okay, well, was that it then? Then you should have put that in. Hey, look, check out this tweet. I might escalate things way too far. Oh, yeah, okay, that's illegal. How come there's all this other shit about novelty scissors? Why is there shit about novelty scissors? Why is there shit about Dick Masterson in here, which we'll see? Why is any of that shit here? It's just, here you go. Here's a tweet. That's a crime. Fucking bozo, man. Who is this prosecutor? I really want to know who the fuck this is. Because I might... I'm not going to say. Applicable law. Oh, man, this formatting is like word... This formatting looks like a joke. Riley's lawyer's formatting looked lawyer stuff. This formatting is like word indenting, fucking space. It's spaced all weird. You can tell that it's not written with like a high class, like, you know, whatever final draft is for lawyers where they're writing all their lawyers shit. You can tell that this person can't afford that. Applicable law. That's it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the difference here. Hold on. Look at the difference. No wonder Riley won this. Look at the difference. See, look at this. Look at the formatting. It looks all, this is high class shit, man. Look at this. See how it's like a big sentence that explains what it's about? And it's like squished in, it's like indented, the margins, and then it's a little bit out in like a normal page, and you're like reading it like a book. Wow, man, that looks like this guy knows what he's fucking talking about. Then look at this. What the fuck? What is this shit? The applicable law? Why is it in all caps? What the fuck are you doing? Are you arguing on the internet? What the fuck is this, you dumb bitch? Who's the prosecutor for this? Does anybody know? I must know their name. Oh, this motherfucker's got videos? Ricky Ritardo? You can't find anything in LinkedIn for prosecutor? I must know the prosecutor. Here we go. Here's Brandon Lazy Rise. There he is. Look at these eyes. Look at that. He's like a Terminator that they put the eyes in wrong when he's coming off the assembly line. You know? I will be back. I will be back. Look at his fucking eyes. He's pulling up his pants. He's pulling up his pants thinking that'll straighten his eyes out. Oh, so he's like, he looks down and he sees his pants are crooked. He's like, what the fuck? Why are my pants crooked? This is Brandon, Laser Eyes. Yeah. Dickhead. Okay. Applicable law. Great intro. A person commits an offense if with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass another person to... What? 2-8? Oh, is that the statute? Threatens in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the threat, to inflict bodily injury on the person, or to commit a felony against the person, a member of the person's family or household, or the person's... Oh, no, not property shit again. 8. Publishes on the internet website, including a social media platform, repeated electronic communications in a manner reasonably likely to cause emotional distress, abuse, or torment to another person unless the communications are made in connection with a matter of public concern, which this was. And no, that was not a threat. Saying I'm going to escalate things way too far in no way means a threat. It means a threat if you want it to mean a threat, and if you leap around to make it a threat, like if you say something might happen to you. Hey, if you do this, something might happen to you. It's not a fucking threat. I might escalate things way too far. Could mean fucking anything. A threat is I'm going to come over to your house and I'm going to beat you within an inch of your life. I'm going to wash your wife's pussy. And then I'm gonna eat her out. That's a threat. It's got to be specific. It's not. You know what? I'm gonna go nuts. Something might happen. If you keep fucking with me, something might happen. It's not a fucking threat. And Eric July's a bitch ass and a liar for thinking that it is. He's either a bitch ass or he's a liar. He gets to choose. Texas Penal Code 4207. We heard a lot about that one tonight. In criminal prosecutions, the accused has the constitutional right to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusations against him. The charging instrument must be specific enough to inform the accused of the nature of the accusation against him and to allow him to investigate the allegations against him and establish a defense. A motion to quash should be granted only where the language concerning the defendant's conduct is so vague or so indefinite as to deny the defendant effective notice of the acts he allegedly committed, which you did. Subject to rare exceptions, an indictment or information that tracks the statutory language will be legally sufficient, and the state need not allege facts that are merely evidentiary in nature. Bro, that reads like bullshit. That reads like fucking bullshit. Subject to rare exceptions, an indictment or information that tracks the statutory language will be legally sufficient, and the state need not allege facts that are merely evidentiary in nature. What? Need not allege facts that are merely evidentiary in nature? You didn't say what he did. You got to say what he did. And I know you're wrong because the judge agrees. That's what all these, Vicky especially. Yeah, the judge agreed. You're fucking wrong. In the face of a timely motion to quash, the information must allege on its face facts necessary to show the offense was committed. The information must allege on its face facts necessary to show the offense committed. Which was what? To bar a subsequent prosecution for the same offense and to give the accused notice of the precise offense with which he is charged. 1. Identify the elements of the offense, and 2. Determine whether the statutory language is sufficiently descriptive of the charged offense. Dude, this is like retarded. This is like Miss Teen USA just get up and say words and hope that they make sense, and they don't. Furthermore, notice must come from the face of the charging instrument. However, a charging instrument that tracks the language of the applicable statute will generally satisfy constitutional and statutory requirements. Bitch, what is the charge? What is he being charged with? What is it? Say which tweet it is. In addition, when, as in the case of harassment, recklessness is an element of the offense, to be sufficient, the charging instrument must allege with reasonable certainty the act or acts relied upon could constitute recklessness. And in no way shall it be sufficient to allege merely that the accused committed the offense. In addition, in the case of harassment, the charge instrument must allege with reasonable certainty that act or acts relied upon to constitute recklessness, and in no event shall it be sufficient to allege merely that the accused acted recklessly in committing the offense. This reads like AI wrote it. It's gibberish. When an information alleges with the intent to harass the complainant, made repeated phone calls intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly. Man, this is how guilty you have to be to go to jail. Some retard like this is writing this gibberish to send you to jail, and you get convicted. That's how guilty most people are who go to jail. The information's use of the word intentionally satisfies the statute's intent requirement. Yeah, but you said intentionally and recklessly. It's got to be intentionally. It's not intentionally and recklessly. And the inclusion of two lesser mental states, knowingly and recklessly, does not render the information fundamentally defective. Yes, it does. Which is it? Uh-oh. What is this? Hey, what's up? Everything crashed? Oh, shit. All right. I'll start it back up. Thanks. Uh-huh. What the fuck? Is it down? Is it down for everyone else? It's down? You don't think so? All right, let me see. Sorry, everybody. Do. No, I think it's okay. Hey, what's up? Okay. All right. Thank you for calling, Riley, but I think we're okay. I'll turn the air on so my nipples would get hard in here. Yeah. Intentionally satisfies the statute's intent requirement, and the inclusion of two lesser mental states, knowingly and recklessly, does not render the information fundamentally defective. Yes, it does. You got to pick one. That was the whole fucking point. It can't be like, oh man, you accidentally and you purposefully killed that guy. Well, which is it? Well, I don't know. Let's see what we can convict you with. Let's see what the jury thinks, you bastard. You got to pick one. Either I did it on purpose or it was an accident, because I need to be able to defend against that. If I'm defending, I can't defend myself against intentionally killing someone only for me to prove that I accidentally did it. I have to defend against it. I have to say it was an accident. A person acts recklessly or is reckless with respect to circumstances surrounding his conduct or the result of his conduct when he is aware of but consciously disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the circumstances exist or that the results will occur. Yeah, that's a definition of reckless, retard. Way to go. Good job. Wow. You defined reckless. Fucking amazing. No one cares. As long as the charging instrument specifies all the manner and means upon which the state is permitted to rely, there is no notice problem. B, argument. Dude, is this normal? Is it normal for there to be all caps, single word responses to this? Here, the state's information follows all prerequisites required by Texas statute and jurisprudence. When evaluating the validity of defendant's argument, the first question the court must ask itself here is, does the charging instrument mirror the statutory language? The state's first alleged manner and means clearly follows 4207A2. With intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant. Intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly threaten the complainant in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the complainant to inflict bodily injury on the complainant. No, that definitely didn't happen. The state alleges the defendant made a threat of bodily injury against Eric July's person. The arm hair shaving. And that threat was reasonably likely to alarm the victim. Except he said he wasn't afraid of it like 6 times on Nick Riccade's show. He bragged about how he wasn't afraid of it and that Riley was smaller than him. The state's charging instrument, and that he wished he could fight him. The state's charging instrument literally could not more closely, the state's charging instrument literally could not more closely follow the statutory argument. The state's charging instrument literally could not more closely follow the statutory language. Did a bitch write this? Did a bitch under 30 write this shit? I'm pretty sure, I think it's working now, Riley. Likewise, if a bitch under 30 wrote this, the second alleged manner means a mirrors that A8 with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, or torment Eric July, hereafter styled the complainant, send repeated, yeah, we heard that. Here, defendant is given ample notice that the second manner and means derives from a social media post in which defendant, with specific intent, posted information that was alarming to the victim, Eric July. Oh. Poor Eric July. He was alarmed. Poor LeVar Burton in Roots. What was his name in Roots? McKimbe? Fuck, what was the guy's name in Roots? Moreover, the inclusion of the lesser mens rea requirement of recklessly, so that's mental state of recklessly, does not suddenly render the notice invalid. As outlined in the Soto opinion, the information's use of the word intentionally satisfies the statute intent requirement, and the inclusion of 2 lesser mental states, knowingly and recklessly, does not render the information fundamentally defective. Yeah, well, why you have it in there then? Why don't you just say knowingly? Because that's the law. In each alleged manner and means, the reckless conduct is further delineated, satisfying the specific notice requirements, the recklessly mens rea. Now she's got a full sentence. Defendant's reliance on Chen is misplaced, as it was abrogated by ex parte Barton, and 4207A passes constitutional challenge as applied and for vagueness. Really, applicable law. Whether a statute is facially constitutional is a question of law that is reviewed de novo. What the hell does de novo mean? Let's see. What does de novo mean? What does de novo mean? Anew or from the beginning. Okay. So it's reviewed from the beginning. I mean, in that case, apparently, the freedom of speech limits the government's power to regulate speech based on its substantive content. However, true threats compromise category of speech falling outside the protection of the First Amendment. So this is a true threat. A jackass on the internet publicly saying, I'm going to escalate things way too far. That's a true threat. The entire country would be in prison if that was the nature of a true threat. Statements where the speaker means to communicate a serious expression of an intent to commit an act of unlawful violence to a particular individual or group of individuals. Oh, was Riley gonna? What was the group of individuals? Wow. The legislature legitimately may punish threatening and intimidating speech by involving physical harm or violence. The act of threatening, whether or not the actor actually produces fear of bodily injury, is another, is a socially intolerable type of conduct or wrong that implicates society's interest in establishing criminal laws. I don't think society really gives a fuck about two internet celebrities arguing. Generally, in addressing a vagueness challenge, courts are to consider whether the statute is vague as applied to a defendant's conduct before considering whether the statute may be vague as applied to the conduct of others. Considering whether the statute is vague defendant's conduct. Okay. A plaintiff who engages in some conduct that is clearly prescribed cannot complain of the vagueness of the law as applied to the conduct of others. He's complaining about it himself, saying that what did he say that was illegal? Where in this giant list of things did I say something illegal? And why did it start before the House tweet? A court should therefore examine the complainant's conduct before analyzing other hypothetical applications of the law. However, this general rule gives way when freedom of speech under the First Amendment is involved. When a vagueness challenge involves First Amendment considerations, a criminal law must be held facially invalid, even though it may not be unconstitutional as applied to the defendant's conduct. Yeah, I don't know, man. In all this stuff, you just haven't said what he did that was illegal. Like, the quash was, what did he do that was illegal? And the defense is, well, we don't have to say. You know, the defense is like, well, your arguments are invalid because of these statutes, not like this is what he did that was illegal. In Ex parte Barton, the Court of Criminal Appeals looked at subsection A7 regarding harassment via electronic communications. Ultimately, the court reversed the Court of Appeals decision, finding the statute unconstitutional, and held that A7, the electronic harassment statute, also fails to implicate the First Amendment's freedom of speech protections because it too prohibits non-speech conduct. Also fails to implicate the First Amendment's freedom of speech because it too protects non-speech conduct. Does it? The electronic harassment statute also fails to implicate the First Amendment's freedom of speech protections. Yeah, I don't know about that. The court summarized by saying activity prescribed by A4 is not communicative conduct protected by the First Amendment because the statute criminalizes harassing conduct that, although it may include spoken words, it's essentially... This is just gibberish. Argument. Here, the defendant relies heavily on State versus Chen as the basis for his argument that 40207A2 and A8 are unconstitutional. However, a mere cursory shepherdizing of Chen, what the fuck is shepherdizing? Use these fucking words on me, bitch. Define, all right? To find out how other cases and statutes have discussed a specific case. Okay, so how other people have talked about it. A shepherdizing of Chen shows that Ex parte Barton and its subsequent treatment of Scott versus State has abrogated and reversed Chen. What does abrogated mean? Abrogated, define. Repeal or do away with. Oh, really? So Chen's, much more is this? Oh, we're right, man. Here we go. The state of Texas has a legitimate interest in prescribing the conduct as outlined in 42072 and A8. As the court noted in Barton, persons whose conduct violates the thing will not have an intent to engage in legitimate communication of ideas, opinions, or information. They will only have the intent to inflict emotional distress for its own sake. When the fuck is that not illegal? Or when the fuck is that not legal? I guess with, like, ex-wives and stuff? Yeah, right. None of this applies to celebrities. I keep forgetting that. Fucking none of this applies to famous people or news or anything like that. If you're online shit talking and making videos about how people are N-words and crack smokers and whatever, none of this fucking applies anymore at all anyway. Furthermore, defendants' reliance on Kramer is spurious and disingenuous. Kramer dealt with the 1974 version of that. However, after Kramer, it was amended by Texas, and Kramer is a nullity. Again, a perfunctory shepherdizing would have revealed this conclusion. For these reasons, the state respectfully requests that the court deny the defendant's motion to quash. Okay. Oh, that's a man wrote this? Matthew D. Creedy? Wow. Let's get a look at you, Matthew. Let's get a look at you. What do you think, chat? Do you think he's going to be, you think he's going to look dumb or like a pedophile? What do you think? Will he look dumb or will he look like a pedophile? Okay. Dallas. Yeah, Dallas, Fort Worth. Find a lawyer. Matthew, David. Oh, he's got no picture. Come on, Matthew. No pics. Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt. Let's see your face. Oh, here he is. Okay. Is this him? Matt McCready? No, he's something else. All right, I can't find him. I can't find the real one. And that's it. And then we get to service. Here's the evidence. State's exhibits. State's information. Officer Sacco's report. Detective farted my ass report. Y'all ready for this? Okay. Now comes, yeah, we already heard that. Harass, yeah. Oh, look at all this paperwork. Here's the evidence that they took in. 2 $20 bills and one $1 bill with a drawing of a bunny and a carrot. Good job, Eric. You fucking idiot. Oh, you found him? Oh, Crimsel found him. Of course he did. Ah! I gotta join LinkedIn? Fuck. Let's see. Maybe I can join as the biggest problem in the universe. No pick? All right. Never mind. Okay. Here we go. Here is the activity report. On Wednesday, September 27th, 2003, at approximately midnight, 1 in the morning. Jesus. I, Officer Sacco, and Officer White were dispatched to the racetrack at Highway 121 and Parkwood Boulevard for criminal mischief. Call notes stated the office at 4400 Tradition Trail had been vandalized. When I arrived on this, it's 1 in the morning and these poor cops are driving out to, what's racetrack, a gas station? Is racetrack at Highway 20 at Parkwood Boulevard? Let me see. Racetrack, Plano, Texas. Yeah, it's a gas station. Okay. At 1 in the morning, these fucking cops are at a gas station getting a complaint of $40 taped to a door. Just the obliviousness and the obnoxiousness of Eric July to waste anyone's time at 1 in the morning. He's like a guy screaming on the subway. My property has been vandalized. Oh, hell no. My property has been vandalized. Someone tape $40 to the door. Someone cop gotta help me. He advised that someone placed money with a drawing on it onto the windows of his business. Now, this is all new. This is what the cops' activity report is. So they're giving the play-by-play of what happened. At this time, we went to his place of business. We went to Ripaverse Publishing, located at the place. Officer C. Maddie Kunis met me at 4400. Oh yeah, the address, and advised me that there were two $20 bills and a $1 bill with a bunny drawn onto them and placed onto the windows of the business. Okay, it's a gas station. So it's at the border of Plano. Eric had the cops meet him at the edge of town and escort him to the warehouse. Fucking wow. When I arrived on the scene, I made contact with Eric July. Yeah. Then at this time, we went to his place of business. So Eric met the cops at a fucking gas station. That's weird. Why would you meet the cops at a gas station? That's really weird. Hey, my business got $40 taped onto it. Can you meet me at the Chevron down the street, and then we'll drive to my industrial warehouse where the $40 is. It's like a mafia meetup. We can't go to the place. It's too hot. It's too hot to go right to Rippaverse. We got to meet at the gas station. And then you follow me, but don't follow too close. Drive casually. Officer Maddie Kunis met me at the warehouse and advised me that there were $20 and a $1 bill with a bunny drawn onto them and placed into the windows of the business. They were attached to the windows with bunny stickers. When I asked July if these had any meaning to him, he responded, "Yes, they do." Oh, praise the Lord! Hey, honey, what's that song that goes da 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 da? Like with the, what is it? Okay, hold on. Soulful strut. Let me figure out I gotta figure out this echo. Yeah. Hold on. I know. It goes out. It goes out 15-16. 15-16. Okay. Yeah. Yes, they do. Eric, do these bunnies mean anything to you? Yes, officer. They do. Can you put that in the record that the bunnies do mean something to me? Okay. Man. Eric, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I don't know why that thing's not working. I gotta figure it out. I added like a delay thing onto the mix to make it louder. And I think that fucked it up. I think this is how it was before, right? Tell me if this works. Here, tell me if this shit works. I'm taking too long. Oh, me without my audio engineer. Okay, somebody text me or call me if the audio's fucked up now. Because I was dicking around with it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah. Okay. It's just so rewarding to see a snitch, a bitch, like a guy who tries to ruin people's lives and who makes bad art, which is the worst of all of it. Rat, in the middle of his snitching and ratting, he has to admit that the arcane bunny drawings do mean something to him. Like Eric July is sitting there at 1 a.m. and a cop who has to stop murderers and pedophiles and rapists and all this shit says to him with a straight face, do the bunnies mean anything to you? And the cop is thinking like, is this some kind of racist thing? Is it a hate crime? Is it like, Jungle Bunny or something? And Eric says with a straight face, yes, they do. And then he has to explain that Eric actually called me a bunny to insult me. So, and it was like, stupidly, called me a bunny, the one of the most famous tricksters of all time, like a fluffy bunny rabbit, who are known for fucking as much as possible. He had to explain to the cop, yes, the bunny does mean something, officer. This guy criticized my comic book, so I tried to make fun of him, his teeth, by calling him a bunny rabbit, a Buster from Arthur. Do you remember that show? The bunny that said someone would go on the internet and tell lies, or maybe it was lies. I don't know. And then he co-opted it. He like reversed it on me, like with a switcheroo. And then his fans were like giving me bunnies everywhere, and I had to ban them from my YouTube. My YouTube streams where I'm called Monetize My Haters, where I make fun of mentally retarded people who are dumber than me, more retarded than me, and people pay me money to abuse them. That's what the bunnies mean to me, officer. Did you get all that in your report? Officer Dick Lick. When I asked July if these bunnies had any meaning to him, he responded, yes, they do. What it is. July told me he's an internet personality, and one of his books his company had published was critiqued by another internet personality who goes by the name Dick Masterson. You know my name now, bitch! Not Buster Baxter? Eric? That guy? What happened to all that shit? July put out a rebuttal to Dick Masterson's critique, and since then, around May or June, and since then, he had been getting messages from a guy who goes by Riley. Riley started to troll July on internet posts. And, like, seriously, this is the secret fucking goods that nobody has. Right? I mean, nobody has this shit except me because of HebeTube. Because of the loyal, stalwart HebeTube. Riley made statements on Twitter using the Twitter handle @SeeYouNextTime. Riley stated he was making actionable threats. July stated he didn't take the threats seriously since Riley wasn't even from Texas. Yeah, but officer, yeah, he be making them threats and he be saying they actionable, but he ain't from Texas, so, I don't take them seriously. You know what it is. Now, if he was from Texas and he's making threats, then I do taking them seriously. What do you mean he doesn't take them seriously because Riley's not from Texas? Then why does any of this exist? July advised Riley is some sort of producer for Dick Masterson. Say my name, bitch! It's a dick! Oh, you fucker. Riley went on to make statements saying he wanted July to apologize for super chats. According to July, super chats are a way for people to make donations to internet personalities, which I don't fucking have on this show, man. Fuck YouTube. I should have done this on the Biggest Problem channel. Fuck me. Why did I do this for free? Please go to Patreon and pay me money, please, for all this comedy that I've given you tonight. Yeah, bunnies in the chat. Do a lot of bunnies in the chat. And give me money on Rumble. Go to Rumble. I don't know why X. Subscribe to me on X. Subscribe to my shit on X. Give me like $5 on X. Come on, I have cancer. I have a worse bone cancer than Boogie. It's horrible. It makes my dick bigger every day, and it's getting too big. I need to cure it before it gets too big. Okay. I need money. That's the point. Please give me money. Please give me money. All right. Yeah. Super chats are a way for people to make donations to internet personalities to make sure the comments are read by the content creator. So you do understand. Somebody tell Vito that's what they're for. On September 26th at approximately 1700 hours, Riley showed up to Rippaverse Publishing and took photos and videos of him with a large pair of scissors. Riley later posted these photos and videos to his Twitter account. Riley came back after the sun went down. On September 26th, and took videos of himself putting the two $20 bills and the $1 bill on the window of the business and posted that to Twitter as well. Wow. That's amazing. July stated after he saw the video and the surveillance footage of Riley at his business, he now took the threat seriously and realized that he should have contacted authorities sooner. God, what a... oh, man. There's so many slurs that fit that. Oh, yeah, officer. Well, I realize now, officer, I sure should have took these threats seriously. And then he went on Ricada's show the next day and talked about how he was going to kill Riley and Riley's a bitch. What a fucking liar. What a piece of shit. July stated Riley has gone too far with this. Why would he say that to the cops? Officer, can you please put this in your report that Riley has gone too far with this? So what are super chats? Oh, did the bunnies mean anything to you? Nation of, there's no super chats? Well, yeah, you read them. Can you put down that Riley went too far? Yeah. I want the record. I want the official record to show that I think Riley went too far. July stated that he is not worried for his safety. Oh, okay. So he now takes the threat seriously, but he's not worried for his safety, but more for the safety of his employees. So he's like assuring the cops that he's not a bitch. Like, what is the... Officer, I should have contacted the cops earlier. By the way, I'm not worried for my safety. He's gone too far, but for my employees, I'm not a bitch. My employees are huge bitches, though. I got a guy, Brandon. If Riley was, he couldn't tell if Riley was coming or going. His eyes are so crossed. And this guy, Alex, is basically like my prison bitch. I showed up to his wedding in a tank top. He'll do whatever anyone wants. He's such a bitch. Riley posted on his Twitter saying, false flag. Riley posted on his Twitter a statement saying false flagging someone online was beyond the pale. Is that how you spell? Is it beyond the pale? P-A-L-E? No, is it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. At Alex James has made quite a mess, hasn't he? If he apologizes publicly, I'll go back to my trailer and smoke crack in peace like I was before this. And if he doesn't, I will rent an apartment in Plano, Texas. It's nice here. Well, none of that is it. First of all, you called him a crack smoker. That's why he's saying that. And none of that is any kind of threat at all. Saying you're going to rent an apartment in the town where someone lives is literally nothing. With a picture of him in front of Ripaverse Publishing giving the middle finger to cameras. Whoa, man. Mama pajama. July was advised to send all of his screenshots and video footage to PD Digital Media so we would be able to document them before they were deleted. July advised Riley was seen driving a red Toyota Prius when he was seen on the property, but were unable to get a license plate of the vehicle. Officer Maddie Kunis checked the area hotels for vehicles, but he was unable to locate it at this time. They put out a fucking APB on a red Prius to track down Riley? What the fuck is going on in this town? Jesus Christ, the white guilt in Plano, Texas is nuts. He checked the area hotels when he was banging prostitutes? What does that mean? All of them? How many area hotels are there in Plano? This is all these motherfuckers are doing all day, is trying to track down the bunny bandit. I don't know why Vito doesn't think this is funny. A cop spending all day checking area hotels for a red Prius because of bunny stickers is hilarious. The cash with the drawings of the bunny and carrot, along with the stickers that were left on the windows, were collected and placed into evidence. Photos were taken at the scene and sent to PD Digital Media to be added to the case file. July was advised, if they see Riley around the business again, to give PD a call so they can go fuck themselves. This happened in Plano, Collin County, Texas. Nothing further. Okay? And now there's more. On 10/2/23, so what is this, a couple days later? Digital Media Forensics Supervisor Brendan Saylor received 5 emails from Brandon Taylor, that's the guy with the cross eyes, and 1 email from Officer Sacco. Who is Officer in the PD Digital Media email address that contained photos, videos, and screenshots to be submitted as evidence? I saved the file to my PC and also saved the emails from Mr. Taylor as PDF files and hashed them with the MD5 Summer. Oh, okay, cool. I placed the files into a zip file and uploaded it to the evidence library under this report number. Because the files may not have been sent in an original format, some of the metadata may not have been retained. You mean like it's screenshots, retard? What metadata are you talking about? This screenshot of this Twitter post might not have all the metadata contained in it. Per the email request of this lady, stalking, the violation of 72B PC stalking was changed to 4207A7 PC harassment, repeated electronic communication. Okay. So they upgraded it. Stalking, yeah, 4207B to 4707A7 harassment, I think. I don't know. Stalking sounds worse, but I guess harassment. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. When and how committed. Oops. Oh, no, here we go. Summary. I think we already read this one. Yeah. This is at the beginning. Automatic certificate of service. Yeah, okay. Did I miss anything? Hebe tubed. Ooh, Officer Dick. Officer Needle Dick. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's the statute. So here's the words matter of public concern. Matter of public concern in the law means a statement or activity regarding a public official, a public figure, which Eric certainly is, or another person who's drawn substantial public attention due to the person's official acts, fame, notoriety, or celebrity. So everything that Riley has done, according to the law, according to this 7A, according to the definition of, according to the law, the letter of the law, everything that Riley has done has been a matter of public concern because it is activity regarding a public figure or a person who has drawn substantial public attention because of their fame, notoriety, or celebrity. In Eric's case, obviously his acts of dubious charity would be first, his Avon Award, his amazing behind-the-scenes making of Yaira short trailer. That was, that was a work of excellence that earned him a notable reputation as a filmmaker. More of like an idea man, more of like an executive producer. Even better than a creator is like the guy behind the guy behind the guy behind the guy. That's who Eric is. Everybody knows him, but it also means that everything that Riley's done, even if they're right, is all legal according to the fucking law. B, a matter of political, social, or other interest to the community, which this absolutely is. The people need to know that Eric's arm hair is out of control. It is politics. It's a very liberal mindset to have arm hair growing out of your shoulder that you can pin back and jerry curl and clip. It's a safety hazard. So absolutely, both of these are meant. And then this is why does the state's OR matter so much? Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the actual law for harassment. It says a person commits an offense if, with intent to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass another, the person initiates communication and in the course of the communication makes a comment, request, suggestion, or proposal that is obscene, okay, or 2, threatens in a manner reasonably likely to alarm the person receiving the threat to inflict bodily injury, which this wouldn't. Riley has never threatened any kind of bodily injury at all. Never. In any of it. Posting a picture of a house that is or is not someone's, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Eric's house is not a threat to commit bodily injury. Realtors do it all the time. The state's charging instrument literally could not more closely follow the statutory language. Yeah, it doesn't. Because they added knowingly and recklessly to it. And then here is likely, I don't really get that one. So then if this went to trial, if this goes to trial, or if it went to trial, they would the prosecution would have had to prove that Riley's posts to his audience were non-communicative content and carried no First Amendment protections. What's non-communicative mean? Let's see. Yeah, unwilling to. So it would have been totally worthless. They would have had to say it had no, communicative value. It had no informative value. It had no entertainment value. It had no value at all to his audience, which is demonstrably false. Like, obviously, everything that Riley's doing is to entertain people. They would have had to prove that there's no entertainment value, like that nobody gets enjoyment out of it or is entertained at all. It's totally stupid. Okay, let's see. Is that all that I have here? I'm gonna go. Oh, just donated $50 to bunnies. Don't donate $50 to bunnies. Donate $50 to me. Pete, what are you doing? I want the money. I don't give a fuck about bunny charities. I'm busting my ass here. Well, that was fun. Thanks for coming by, everyone. There we go. I'll see you tomorrow. My show's at noon. Value TV's coming in. Johnny's coming back. Should be fun. Yeah, Eric's gonna have to go in and say he's a nobody, or he would have. I hope they go through with it. Riley already paid for the lawyers, so they get money. They get money whether or not they get money whether it's quashed or not. So he bought whatever, 10 grand of legal defense. It would be really funny if it goes through and goes to trial and Eric's compelled to testify, and he obviously will have to. All the same retards, Null, Vicky, whatever his name is, the diabetic, the couch with the head, the law guy. All of them have the same response, which is, well, we hate Nick, so whoever's his friends is, they're going to jail. They're all retarded. Eric definitely would have to testify, and it'd be funny because he's a shithead, and he can't speak, he can't form a sentence, he can't keep a story straight because he's low IQ. He can't read, he can't write. All his comics suck, and everyone who buys them is retarded. Anyway, thanks for listening. Patreon.com/thedickshow. Dick.show. Go follow me. Follow my Twitter. Patreon.com/thedickshow. Go subscribe. $5. $6 is better. $5 is cool, but $6 is good for you. You know, it gives you a better feeling. Be better than everyone else. Give yourself you deserve it. You deserve to splurge a little bit and make yourself feel good about giving me a little bit more money. Obviously, it goes to a good cause, you know, keeping these bums in check. Like Eric.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is the CACA. Remember to like and subscribe.